So we've done a lot of stuff in 2.5 months. We've begun to look at our structure. We've begun to look at our pace. We've been to look at everything that we're doing. But you know something? But there is still so much work to be done. Despite astronomically growing departments, the budget, and the number of employees, the Biden administration failed to address nearly all of VA's most serious problems, including benefit backlogs.
Okay, this one, I've always said I like the VA secretary, and I still do, but sometimes he gets it wrong. Now, clearly, he's painting the previous administration in a bad light, which is
normal.
Okay, it's definitely going to happen. But what he misses here is, yes, the previous administration did increase the VA's budget by a lot. Okay, but you also had the PACT Act, and I would make the argument I don't think it's fair to really talk about the claim backlog when the PACT Act came out, right? That's obviously a spontaneous event.
Yep.
That's not. It wasn't what was the 2020 to 2024. Like the claim backlog spiked in the beginning of 2023, which is, for anyone curious, the PACT Act was signed in August of 2022, but nothing happened and it didn't become effective until January 1st of 2023. So yeah, the VA had, I want to say, 2.5 million PACT Act claims from then to the end of the Biden administration. I don't think it would be appropriate to really slam the administration for that. Now, if we want to talk about PACT Act and it going through the House and the Senate to be signed, why some people said no, why some people said yes, that, sure, we can have that conversation. But I can tell you that I think the VA secretary missed the mark on this. Although he's technically correct, the way he's framing it, I'm not down with. There is a way to paint the previous VA administration in a bad light. I would have used different ways instead of claiming.
I agree. There was like 4 or 5 horrendous mistakes by the previous VA. This was not one of them, in my opinion. The backlog, like you said, is a result of that. And really, quite frankly, how did they try to combat it? By hiring a bunch more employees and dumping more money into it. I mean, well, we're going to get a bunch more claims. We should probably hire more people. Let's hire more people. We hired more people. Okay. Right. So, I mean, I don't know. It's just whatever. It's political shell game stuff. I could sit here and start listing off the reasons why I was so frustrated with the prior one, but this would not have made my list, personally. Because I think that for a lot of us who have had claims in back when Clay was in diapers,
nice, which was last week apparently.
Can remember that. I mean, claims would take 2-3 years sometimes. I mean, just for a standard like file your first claim, it's not till years later that it finally get a decision letter. So anything that's around a year time frame is like, wow, that's not so bad. I think that when we start pulling it back, now I'm not saying that should be the acceptable norm, but with the PACT Act stuff that came in, all of the flood of claims that have come in, and it's a wave, right? It's almost like a bell curve type of a thing like this, right? So before PACT Act, and then it's slowly coming back down. And then it's going to level back out because, it's an anomaly in the big picture of VA claims. So when you draw that line of VA claims, you'll have this little blip, and it's going to be what happened there with that big spike. Well, that was PACT Act. So I don't know, honestly, if they're looking at reducing, God, my rooster's so annoying. I don't know if they're looking to reduce headcount because the claims have also decreased a little bit since the height of the PACT Act, right? And obviously they're trying to also introduce artificial intelligence to jump in there and do stuff too. So anyway, back to you so I could put my rooster on mute.
Yeah, I wanted to show the backlog, right? So this is 2014 here, this huge decline. 611,000. That's a backlog, all right? Looking at 2015, you see that it starts creeping up during the Biden administration, just to 200,000. And then right during the PACT Act, that's where you see the kind of second top there. And it's been going down, right? And so there's a lot of data and ways we can talk about the claim backlog, but I think it goes back to what we've said. There's ways to slam the previous administration. PACT Act claims aren't one of them. Now, hiring employees, that's a separate issue that I'm pretty sure he's about to get into. So